The ball is set in motion ahead of this year's All African Music Awards, and organizers have their hands full as they have to go through about 8,000 entries to get the nominees list. Find out more in this opening report.
The race for prizes at the 2018 installment of the African Union Commission's All African Music Awards begins from the back end as adjudication for nominations starts in Lagos, Southwest Nigeria. Entries for this fifth installment hit a record of 8,000 entries across the continent.
The music flavor, so to speak, the sound that you'd expect from certain parts of the continent, they seem to have merged and crossed over. So you might find a certain sound that you think was, particularly popular in Western Africa, you find that somebody else is doing in Central Africa, and vice versa. You might find a sound that's very predominant in Southern Africa. You find some Western Africans doing it. So it's been a very seamless merge and cross-pollination of sounds, of culture and vibes. And also this year, I think we've seen a record number of collaborations amongst African artists, and we would like to hope that AFRIMA played a major part in that.
Shawty want $1 million. Say make a wire. Told me to wanna cover my girl.
The African music soundscape is usually dominated by Nigeria and South African acts. Although the biggest acts are still from these music powerhouses, the gulf in quality has reduced, and top sounds now come from all corners of the continent.
We are no longer able to say that the music industry in Africa is dominated, for example, by Johannesburg and Lagos. I think what we are seeing is that, there's a lot of quality music coming out of maybe a lot of unexpected places, like, we're seeing a lot of entries from East Africa. Kenya is one of the countries that is coming up a lot, Cameroon. There's stuff coming out of Angola. There's an increasing number of entries from North Africa, for example. So, we feel that the breadth of submissions has really increased substantially.
Caught up in the matrix, looking for love in the wrong places.
While Africans love trends and are stylish and daring, the continent also prides itself on its rich culture and traditions, which ultimately frowns on immorality. So songs that are themed around or glorify obscenity might get disqualified.
Of course, the language the artist chooses will influence its submission and its the way people receive the song. So as a jury of AFRIMA, we try to look into that and, as much as possible, not take songs that will have some kind of vulgar language.
The nominations for the 5th AFRIMA will be announced in Lagos at the end of the exercise.